Dress for Success. Before we start the session, I would like to mention this thing. The last session that we had, earlier I had this thing in my mind that we're just going to have this one session in which we'll be having, you'll be able to share your experiences. What are the things that we need to consider while dressing for success, whether we're starting on a new journey, maybe we are into our business, maybe we're starting new jobs. We will be able to share it with the people. But after that previous session, I've realized that you have so much information to share that we won't be able to cover in one session. So that's why I wanted to have these, a whole series on this topic, dress for success. And another thing that I found out that on internet we could not find any data which is very useful, especially for females. So I think that increases our responsibility even more, that if you have something valuable, then you need to share it with other people. So thank you for being kind enough, and taking the time out of your busy schedule and investing into something that we actually do not have any monetary benefits attached. It's just because you want to serve others. It's just because you have that service attitude. So I really appreciate you for being a great human being. Thank you so much. So before I start, we start our today's session, I have three important questions that I would like to ask. But before that, could you please tell me a little bit, or maybe to our audience, about yourself, a little introduction, that why you are the right person for this topic?
Thank you so much, Naima. I think it's the first time someone speaks so nicely, and not only nicely, with admiration. Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, without the I am Isabel Michaela Tufaili Varvari, 42 years old in November. And why I love fashion is inside of my DNA. And I remember since I was a child, my mother went to make my clothes to a couturier, like we used to say, and I was waiting all the time for Easter and Christmas for my new suits, for my new pair of shoes, and everything. And why it's so important to dress correctly for any occasion. So dress for success. It's not only for business. It is for going to a dinner, going to lunch, having breakfast, for example, or if you want to go to visit a castle, or you want to go to visit a winery, or you want to go for a business meeting, whatever. It is very important to dress accordingly, as it is very important to dress accordingly to yourself.
Okay.
So it is dressing. It is the most important part of our non-verbal presentation, and as it our gesture, like the way I say, like the way I talk. So I need to focus my hands, because I talk a lot with my hands. So
I'm going to express myself. So when was that moment of realization for you that this thing is really important, or one of the most important things?
I had this really intentional thing when I started to work, and I had my money. And I said to myself, from now on, I'm going to dress the way I feel. It wasn't really the way I like, but the way I feel. And I wanted to be dressed like those ladies that I admired. So I have said, okay, I cannot have the same budget. Okay, it's not the right moment. I was 21 years old when I had my first salary. Still, I can dress very well. The way I feel. For me, this was the very well. And it was a process. I was 21, now I'm 42. So 21 years old. And now 42, 21 years in between. It has been a long process. And it is ongoing because every time we update.
Mm-hmm.
So dressing for success when you are 21
Mm-hmm.
is a style.
Yeah.
Dressing for success when you're 31 is another style.
Mm-hmm.
Dressing for success today for me at 42 is another type of style.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yes, intention is true. You asked me, was on my first salary when I said I can buy things that I feel like they suit me, and I watched women that I admired,
Mm-hmm.
for example, executive CEOs,
Okay.
or women that were responsible of a department,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I dream too. So I watched, I observed a lot. Even now, I observe a lot. And I say, this is where I want to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching and I am interiorizing this and say, what do I really like?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a process that starts inside of my mind, inside of me, and after that, outside.
Okay, that's great. Although I have only 3 questions, but I get very curious about the conversation. So another thing, you can say a clarifying question that I want to ask. You said that from now onwards you're gonna dress the way you feel. So does that mean that you always feel this great? Because if I tell myself that I need to dress the way I feel, there are times when I'm not really feeling my best self or I'm not feeling really good. So in that moments, how do you, justify this thing?
Very good question. Some people told me that I was wearing jeans. I very, very rarely wear jeans. And they said to me, something is wrong. I said, yes, I don't want to dress. I had to do some work because I am also into property management in Crete, like you already know. And we had to prepare a villa for renting.
Okay.
So I was there. And I said, okay, it's not a problem only to have the nice dress, even if I feel like it, but I am here to not only to clean, but to prepare the property in order for the photo shooting. And I was with the owner, a very good friend of mine, and I was wearing jeans, and I had a t-shirt, and I had my sports shoes. So my way of dressing, it was for the moment, and I felt like I had to dress like this. If I don't feel very well, of course, sometimes I feel angry. Or when I feel angry, I dress very well because I need to get it. But when I feel down, sometimes I look into my closet and I have this saying, oh my God, I have nothing to put on. And I have nothing. What could I put on me? Nothing suits me, And luckily, after 5 minutes, I find something. Maybe I don't. It's not the top, of course, but still, I can manage. Yes, you're absolutely right. There are moments when you're not very high, and you cannot dress very high in those moments. Yes, still, when you dress, how can I say, great? It means that you feel great, and if you feel great in 75% of your everyday life, you're great. It is a matter of feeling, and even if you're not dressed super elegant, glamorous, super business, whatever, Naima. It is what you feel. It is what you feel that is important. So there are moments when you you don't have to be great. You cannot be great all the time.
So the next question is why it is important, especially in business, to dress for success. Okay, now we've started with having this, we've set this rule, right, that we do not need to be perfect 100% of the time. We talked about all the other areas and stuff, but when we talk about business or maybe our jobs, corporate offices, why it is important? Why do you feel like it's easier for us, which I really believe in, when you have that positive self-image and that you're also able to showcase that through your dressing to the people around you, that you respect yourself, and as a result they start respecting you as well. What's your take on this thing? How dress for success leads to our success in the corporate world specifically?
I have left the corporate world in 2016.
Okay.
So 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I was the only one that I used dresses, gowns,
Mm-hmm.
even this. And
Okay.
I used to wear colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to wear garments that my colleagues were not really fond of.
Mm-hmm.
And because I felt like.
Okay.
So if you ask me about the corporate life, I see that we have that you're not in a box. You don't have to use only black, only brown, only gray, only a certain fabric.
Mm-hmm.
I was using silk a lot.
Okay.
I love to use velvet, for example. It's not in the corporate box. So I am out of box.
Okay.
And still, for my first interview to be hired as a private banker advisor,
Mm-hmm.
I remember perfectly. I went on a black suit
Mm-hmm.
with a white blouse.
Okay.
And I said to myself that for least the first time, don't be out of the box because you want to take the position. So be at least in the box, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of frou-frou here,
Mm-hmm.
but it was in the box somehow.
Okay.
And afterwards, I was a lot of times out of the box. You know, I was wearing high heels,
Mm-hmm.
10, 11, 12
Wow.
centimeters.
Uh-huh.
Which normally in the corporation you have to have 7 till
Mhm.
9. I had 12,
Okay.
11.
Uh-huh.
So and I'm a tall person. I'm not sure I'm tall.
Tall, yes.
I said to you, I was out of the box. So how could I put this question on?
Mm-hmm.
I keep all the time dressing the way I felt like, and I was very successful because I was me, and I am me,
Mm-hmm.
and I love to be me.
Yeah.
So I would give a piece of advice, at least for the first time you get the interview, somehow stick to the box. Afterwards, you can be a little bit out of the box.
Haha. Okay. Yes, I do agree with that. So initially you need to be whatever is required, but once you have, shown them that you have all the skills or capabilities, then even they will allow you a little bit flexibility of becoming yourself, and you can go out of the box and show who you actually are. So yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they will allow you because you become irreplaceable.
Yes.
You become necessary.
Ha 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 ha.
So
timing is really important.
Yes, you got my point.
Uh-huh.
When I left the corporation for half a year, they said to me, "We don't care the way you dress. You can come even with your gown that you go for a ball, but please come to the office." Anyway, it was a joke. The clients are waiting for you. I said, "No. When I leave, I leave." So okay. So that's how it worked, and it took me 7 years to really understand that I am the one that is the highest ticket in value. I
Wow.
create the value, not the
Yes.
corporation, not my employer, not my partnership, or my life partner, or whomever.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you so much when you mentioned that they said we do not care about that. But I think on a subconscious level, whether people realize it or not, but they do notice it really matters to them because the way you used to dress or, wear your shoes or high heels, you actually made yourself stand out from the crowd. And that's why
Yes,
you
it's
used
true
to.
all the time.
So yes, it used to matter for them. Maybe they did not realize it then, but I'm 100% sure that it matters. The way people start treating you, it matters a lot. And dressing,
Yes.
it has a huge chunk of that, the way you carry yourself. Okay, so yeah. Next question is for the girls who are studying or just starting their working life, how they can start their journey. What are the things that they can take more guidance from, or how they can start, getting some ideas about dresses, which colors to wear, what kind of, shirts or pants they need to carry. So, what could be their starting point? If you have to give an advice to your daughter, let's put it that way.
My always and my one and only question:
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Who are you? Who you really see yourself when you look in the mirror?
Hmm. Can I tell
Okay,
you
so
the answer?
yes.
Let's suppose
Like
I'm that. Yeah,
you
let's suppose
started
I'm the
like
girl.
this.
I'm sure that we'll be having this answer from many girls. At that point, people are still trying to figure out that who they actually are. They don't know. They're actually looking for some of, you can say, some kind of conformity from society because they're too afraid to stand out. They want to be a part of the crowd. They want to be accepted because when you're just starting out in your professional
Journey.
journey, so how can they find out who they actually are? How did you?
How they can find out how they actually are. In the moment they confront to themselves, it is a process. You understand, I got this process too. I left the corporation and I wanted to be accepted. I was living in Greece, in north of Greece. It was a village. So I started somehow wearing more simple clothes.
Okay.
So after 4 months, I realized I'm not good at all. I'm not okay with myself. I said I need to go to the psychologist, and I said, no, what? No, I just have to start again the process. You are right. In order to dress for success, I have this now in mind. You have to stand out for yourself. You have to be out of the crowd. You have to understand. I see you. I see me. How can I say? Maybe I see you, and I love the way you said, look at me. I come from there, and still, can you believe that? No, but it doesn't matter. You stand out from the way you were dressed in your home country, or for the way you were taught to be dressed. You stand out for yourself. This is the way. It is no other way. Let's say easiest way. It is no other way than standing out.
Okay.
And step by step understanding who you are and what you really want.
Okay.
If you are a sport person, if you are an elegant person, if you are a cool person, it is you to choose. It's not me.
Okay.
If I say to you, you have to be elegant, and you say to me, no, I like to wear sneakers all day long, I cannot put you on 10 centimeters heels. You'll feel bad. You're going to have an issue because it's not you. It's not about you. It's about me. Okay, but it's not about you.
What you're meant to do in the world, or what your basic instincts are. Let's suppose I've always been into, wearing those blazers, etc. That means that I had that passion towards business or being an entrepreneur, these kind of things. So the kind of dress that you pick for yourself really shows what your future is gonna be like, right?
Bravo, Naima, you are a genius. Exactly. It is inside of you. You will never go to pick something that you don't already have inside of you.
Yeah, wow. Yes, 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 yes. Now it makes great sense. Yes.
You know, it's just that now, guys, we have not prepared this session, okay? It's just,
yeah.
it is absolutely golden nugget what we say here, but it is absolutely true. I always wanted to dance ballet. I love dancing. I have never ever danced professionally. Still, I dance very well. It's inside of me.
Okay.
I love to go to the catwalk. You know, I would love to. I was never on a catwalk actually. And it is inside of me. Everything is inside. It's not something that I work on. I was trained.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you so much, Isabel, for sharing this, wonderful information. Even I get to know so much about this dressing and everything. And the last thing that we've talked about is so new, and I would say it's phenomenal that we stumbled upon this idea, because I've seen this question, you can say 100 times, people asking that who we are, what are we meant to do. So Dress for Success is a way of knowing your true self, who you are. So this is one of the best or key takeaways for me from this session. But this is not it. We'll be having more sessions and I'll keep sharing details with you, but I would love to have these conversations with you. It was so enlightening. Again, thank you for your time, and I would love to see you next time.
I'm always here, and I really, really put a lot of heart in this project. And it's not the point that you said for the money. I don't care about. It's not about this. It's about expressing. And today you took another golden nugget. Last time there was another one.
Yes.
And everything is, let me remember in English the word. Everything is, it comes now. I haven't prepared anything.
Yes. Just through this process of sharing information. So this interaction, it has magical. When you just sit down and you start sharing some things, even you come to know about yourself, the kind of wisdom that you're carrying within yourself. So wow.
Yes.